Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Sunday night. How's everyone doing? We have just had the mother of all thunderstorms just go past us just now. With lightning, I've never seen lightning like that ever. With lightning strikes, I would say every second. It was absolutely madness. Yeah, it was crazy. We had thunderstorms this morning, early hours, and then we've just had, like I said, the biggest thunderstorm I've ever seen. It was crazy. But anyway, welcome to Sunday night. If you're wondering why I'm on early, it's because the new series, there's a new Doctor Who on tonight, which is on for 90 minutes. And it starts at 7:30, so I wanted to get on. I didn't want to cut it, like, be short on time. So I thought what I'll do is I'll come on earlier, and then everyone's happy. So that's what that's my evening. You know what my evening's going to be. A lot of things to talk about tonight. But first, let's get to the chat. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Nice to have you here. Yeah, I haven't been this week. I haven't been keeping up with any videos this week, and the reason is because I haven't been getting notifications on YouTube for some bizarre reason. All your videos, all of my people that I subscribe to and obviously watch, I have clicked the bell and I've clicked on all the notifications, but I don't get anything at the moment. I don't know why. Jay was also saying he was having a similar problem. So I've missed a lot of videos this week. Jay, how's it going? Good to have you here. We're all well as well. That's good to hear. Oh, you got the thunderstorm. Yeah, well, you're only up the road. You probably must have had the mother of all thunderstorms just a minute ago. Yeah, about an hour ago. It absolutely. It was like we probably need like an arc or something to get out. It was fun. It was rain and fun. I've never seen anything like it. It was crazy. Yeah, I heard the one this morning. The dogs were a bit scared. Keith, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. Love the channel. Thank you very much. What's your hardest build when you first started? I think they were all easy at the start. It's when you start getting into the nitty gritty. But I would have to say the DeLorean engine on the DeLorean, that was, yeah. And then getting the body over it with everything. The DeLorean in itself was a good build, but it was, like most builds, it was over-engineered, and it was it became more difficult going on. Obviously, also as well, the Routemaster bus panels, they were another nightmare as well. But obviously, every build starts off really, really easy, fairly straightforward. It's when you start getting into doing stuff is when you start getting stuff a bit more complicated. But yeah, thanks for coming tonight. Hi, Peter. How's it going? All good? And then Mark saying hello to Peter. And then Mark, everyone, Pete saying hello to everyone. Hi, Ian. How's it going? Thanks for you to join us. And Greg as well. Evening. I'm sorry I've been away for a while. I was at a low point with literally no interest in almost anything. We've all been there, mate. All been there. I've lost interest with loads of stuff. It's good to hear you coming back as well, so I can got me out of it. Yeah, sometimes you do need to just step away from stuff. I've been there, and it is good just to step away, and not to worry too much. But it's good you're on the mend, and lots of people say hello to each other. Is that it? Is that even the old Doctor Who at 7:15? Yeah, so it's 7:30, not 7. Is it 7:30? Yeah, we've just checked. It's 7:30. That's why I've come on early, John. Yeah. Hi, Dave. Evening and evening, Kirst. Yep, she's on over there. We've got it now. Yeah, that thunder's like crazy, like lightning. I've never seen lightning like it. Every second there was a strike. It was crazy. I'll tell you what, with the amount of rain, yeah, we'll need the dinghies out, that's for sure. All good here, enjoying my 23rd anniversary, waiting for a Right, okay, nice one. So, what's been going on? Nothing at the moment. In terms of part works, it's the last 2 weeks have been very quiet. No tests have been done this month, but I'm expecting something maybe next month to be tested, even released in November. Obviously, keep an eye on the Facebook channel. I'll let everyone know then. But in terms of that, it's gone really slow. I want to talk specifically about Partworks actually, because obviously I've got a lot of American friends in here, but over here it's there's like an economy nightmare at the minute. I'm trying to move the camera so it's a little bit, so you can sort of see me a bit now. That's it. And yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine who does Partworks as well, and he was saying that there's going to be, he feels next year there's going to be a bit of a crunch point in terms of Partworks, because obviously inflation's going up still, so everything's becoming more expensive. Hachette have just announced that they're going to up the price on the Titanic. I'm pretty certain that we'll get one for the Disney Dollhouse as well. It normally happens that way, and that was inevitable. That was always going to happen with the rising costs globally. That was always going to happen anyway. So it's a bit. I don't want to bring everyone down. It's a bit of a dire situation for Partworks. So my advice would be not to rush into anything if you're wanting to do a part work in the next 6 months, and just go with it, because there is going to be releases. We know a few of them already. Obviously, the Batman Tumbler and the Optimus Prime, but that's all we know so far. And a lot of these companies bring out at least 3, maybe even 4 builds a year, so we don't actually know yet exactly what's coming out. And you don't want to get too sort of stretched out with stuff and then not being able to do stuff, or having to cancel stuff halfway through and stuff like that. Yeah, because we, whether Partworks is a niche. It's a niche It's very niche. Partworks in terms of modelling, it's still a really niche market. But I find at the moment, and when I was talking to my friend about it, we were saying that actually it seems like the market is flooded at the moment, and with prices going up, a lot of people pull back a little bit on the old purse strings, and obviously things like this always take a hit. And obviously the uncertainty, we had some certainty with electric bills here, but they've now got rid of that, and there's more uncertainty now as well, because once again it's embarrassing. We're going through another prime minister. It's an absolute joke, isn't it? It's an absolute joke. But I don't want to point everyone down, but I did want to bring that up. I just wanted to say that, we haven't seen everything that's coming out yet. We don't want to jump on the bandwagon too quick. For me, in terms of Partworks, I'm still doing the Disney Dollhouse, still got the Fast and Furious. This one will be on the channel tomorrow. But nothing at the moment is screaming out at me to do. And I don't want to rush into anything. Obviously, I would like to do the Optimus Prime movie version, if they do that in France. Obviously, I'm doing the Alien build and the RoboCop, and they will be finished. But yeah, I'm just holding back now, and I think a lot of people are going to be doing the same as well. I'm just going to just sort of pull back slightly on what's coming out. I've looked around. There's nothing really taking my fancy. There's nothing sort of screaming out to me. It's not that I can't do them. I'm very, very privileged to be in the position where I am, with money and stuff like that. And I've also been very low with money as well, so I'd never want to overstretch myself with anything. I could build this, I could build that, but I don't. I'm quite, we're comfortable. We're very good with money, so it's trying to balance everything, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm stretched, you know. But that's that. But anyway, in terms of Partworks for me, I just want to give you an update on certain things. So the Alien build will start up again in November, and you'll have 4 builds in November, 4 builds in December. In January, so next year, I can't believe we're already at the end of October. It's crazy. So we've got 2 months left of the year. In January, I will be bulk buying the Alien build in January and February. So you probably, instead of getting one video a week, which is what's going to happen in November and December, in January, you'll probably end up with 2 or 3 maybe, just so I can keep up to speed. And that finishes in November. The Robocop, I've decided to put on hold a little bit. That will come back in January. And in January, I'll start that again, doing what I'm doing now with the Alien build. Once again, that will be finished in September next year. So that will finish when that finishes then as well. We'll probably end up getting a load of orders in for that as well. But yeah, apart from that, nothing's really sort of jumping out at me. The only thing is the Optimus Prime from D'Agostini. That's sort of I'd like to do that, but I'm not, you know, with uncertainty at the moment. If it came out, I wouldn't do it. You know, I still got the Dodge Charger and the Disney Dollhouse to do. They'll still be going on next year and into the year later, sort of thing. So there's still a fair bit on that. So I'm still doing Partworks. So yeah. So even though I'm not jumping in the deep end and buying everything, I'm still going to be doing Partworks. But next year and going into the following year, 2024, my channel probably won't be as Partwork heavy, though I'll still be keeping everyone up to date with all the latest news and all the new builds coming out like I always do. So that won't change. It's just that at the moment with everything, it's just nice to sit back, analyze everything before jumping on and doing stuff. Like I said, if they do the Optimus Prime, it's something that I might be able to do after the Alien build. And the only other build, if they brought it out, would be Johnny 5. Apart from that, no, I'm not interested at the minute on anything. Even to the point where there was news coming out about the Enterprise build, and we'll touch on that in just a minute. Yeah, I'm still on the edge about that. I want to finish it. Of course I want to finish it. But yeah, with everything at the moment, you've got to think that I guarantee you, like I said, there's going to be a crunch point, I think, next year in terms of Partworks, with maybe a lot of people just pulling back a little bit. But not only that as well, I think prices, they're going to increase again come April next year. I was talking to a friend about it, and he said, don't be surprised that this time next year that we are paying sort of, if you're picking up an issue like this, which is like $9.99 at the moment, I think it is. Yeah, $9.99 at the minute. Don't be surprised if you're paying $13.99, $14, maybe even £15 for an issue on some things. And that's where we're heading now. So, you know, they like to keep the costs down, and they normally extend the builds to keep the costs down. But they've been on it with certain Partworks. If they've not been released yet, they can do that. But if they've been released, they have to up the price. And Hachette normally don't do it. They're normally very good. As soon as a build comes out, they really are a company that normally keeps to that price. Over the last couple of years, though, they have been halfway through upping the price, a bit like Eaglemoss did. And it's just something that I think we're going to have to face going forward. So yeah, it's just the way it goes. I'm afraid it's just how the cards are dealt at the minute. If things improve, I don't see it. But if things improve in 6 months, then I might decide to do the Tumbler. But I don't see it happening, to be completely honest with you. I you know, we're in recession. the global economy's slowed down anyway. It'll be interesting as well because a lot of these companies, obviously, they know what's going on and they can see it. So it'd be interesting if they were going to bring out builds and then they've gone, maybe we won't bring it out this year. Maybe we'll see what happens further down the line in the year or so. But yeah, I'm expecting the Tumbler to come out. I'm also expecting the Alien build from Hachette to come out this year or early next year anyway. So yeah. But yeah, it's just think about, you know, with what's happening, and yeah, it's just don't overstretch yourselves, you know. And a lot of these companies now, if you're doing an order through them subscription wise, they will pause it, and then you can maybe carry on later on if you wish. But yeah, it's just don't overstretch yourselves. Don't get worked up. There's a lot of part works out that look really good, and you know, you can get sort of sucked in very quickly. But yeah, probably an announcement for a part work. That's Tom. Yeah, probably. The road is like a river. It's all. Yeah, it's like that around here, Jay. It's flooded and drains have popped up and everything. Oh, right, okay, the Rossio bike delay food out of stock. Yeah. I'm happy to pay the extra £1 for the Titan. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, you know, Mark, I think a lot of people are happy to say, okay, well, you know, it puts an extra, I think it was an extra £95 on top of the final cost. A lot of people were happy with that. And you are, I mean, if you're happy building the build, you tend to go, okay, it's £1, you know, things are going up. It's inevitable. It was going to happen. So, yeah. Evening Burgers, how's it going? The Tories are a joke. They are, man. Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more there. Hello, everyone. Hiya, how's it going? Thanks for you to join us. I would do the Optimus Prime, but the move version. Yeah, that's the version that DeAgostini tested last year. So the rumblings in France is that it's coming out soon, very soon. So either this year or early next year. If they could wait until March, maybe the Alien build would be finished, and then I can crack on with that, maybe. But yeah, nothing apart from that is really jumping out at me in a minute in terms of builds, and then it's like I say, it's space as well. I cancelled all my builds earlier, only building from Hachette at the moment, but I'm with you on that. Normally it's really nothing. Yeah, I've been talking, I talked to a friend of mine and we were talking about it, but actually on the groups as well, Greg, there was a lot of discussion around that as well. In fact, I saw one just before coming on here. I think it was in the Iron Man build saying, now that's coming near the end, is anyone thinking, what's their next build sort of thing? And loads of people on there saying they're not going to do another build yet. They're waiting. There's a few that they would like to do, but they can't at the minute with rising costs. Yeah, it puts it out. And lots of people have decided not to do the battle damage sections of the Iron Man. Because they feel that it's finished. There's no real point. So, hi Roger, how's it going? Anyone talking about Lego builds? Thought about Lego? Yeah, I mean, I've done a Lego build on the channel. I've done a live one. It was a Harry Potter one, and I do like them. But once it's space, but maybe I could do what Horlicks was saying, which is where you film it, you build it on camera, and then you just dismantle it and maybe sell it afterwards. Maybe that's something that we could do. There's a Lego library, actually. I did mention this, I think, to Horlicks as well, that there's a Lego library that will send you sign up with a subscription fee, and they send you any builds that you want, and you just you build it, and then you send it all back to them. So maybe that's something I could do. Maybe. It's a good idea. I do like a lot of the Lego as well, and they do a big Lego Titanic as well. Yeah, so it could be an idea. I do like a Lego. I've got to say. Lancaster Bomber, a date on the 11th of November for dispatch. Yeah, it's only just come out for test. I'll be very, 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 very surprised if that comes out that quick. It might happen. I'll be very surprised. And for them to bring it out that quick as well, you know, but you never know. You never know. But I think that's a bit quick. That might be the 11th of November next year. But it might not be. You never know. Hachette have changed the customer portal. It's now a lot better than before. Yeah. I know they've been going through a few changes on there as well. So it's good to hear that they're making it better. I liked the fan home portal. I thought that was really good. It shows you what's in your package. Even got the instructions on there as well. I like that sort of. Is it similar to that, Mark? I'm not too sure. But I like that portal system that they have, the customer portal system. Roger, I keep looking at what to do and even looking at matchstick builds. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what's coming in the channel next year. Lots of people saw the image I put on Facebook, and I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. For me, I would build the Routemaster if they bring it out to Hungary, and also the Volkswagen bus from Diego. They come out to Hungary. Yes, I'm surprised that Agora doesn't. Do they offer that to your country there, the Routemaster? Brick Borrow, well done, Jay. That's it. Yeah, they do lighting kits for Lego. They do lots of stuff for Lego. Yeah, yeah. Check it out. It's £10 a month, and you can rent and then return. Yeah, and I said this to Horlicks because he said he would love to build sort of Lego and then get rid of it and send it back. And he said there's nothing like that about. And I remember mentioning this to him. I don't know if he ever looked at it, but it's an idea for the channel. But yeah, maybe next year. I like the Lego Titanic. That thing is huge. I saw it in person. It is massive, very big. Yeah, it's got a lot of interior sections that you build up as well, which is really cool. Look, oh, the Telebyte started just now, but I love that. My dad had one when I was little, so it's nostalgia for it. Yeah, I get that. Totally get that. I've got a long list of wants, but nothing at the moment that I need. Yeah, there's you know, I'd like to do the Batman Tumbler. Do I need it? Not really. I've got a, you know, I'm started doing the Star Trek stuff as well, as have you seen on my channel. I've gone a bit mad on that. So they're going to be bringing out sort of 3 waves a year. So I'll be doing those sort of figures every year. Also, as well, we're getting the new Avatar figures that we're going to start reviewing on the channel as well. So I think they come out at the end of November. So I'll be picking them up, reviewing them on the channel with Kirsty, because Kirsty absolutely loves Avatar. So the first lot of figures that come out are based on the first film. And then I think in December, they've got another wave coming out, and they're based on the new film, Water, or The Way of Water, I think it's called. So they're going to come to the channel as well. Should send. Yeah, I was thinking they should. Not yet. It's published by Hachette in Germany. I think once the Turbite is in the final line, they will bring the RM out, possibly. They might do. They may do. Oh, right. Okay. I'll be a bit surprised if it does. I will know, because it's by Hachette, isn't it? So it'll come out in the newsagents. So keep an eye on the Facebook channel, because I will check out the new Partworks at the start of the month. That comes out obviously the 1st of November, and that tells me everything that's coming out in November, and I'll be able to let you know then if it's coming out or not. But we'll discuss it on the channel anyway. But I'll be very surprised if it does. It might do. It might very well do. So love it. So So if people haven't, I want to talk about the other thing. So Chris has just popped in. Hi, Chris. How's everyone? Everyone's doing fine. Hope you're doing okay. So yeah. So I want to just discuss. So some people saw on my channel that I put a Hornby thing that said come in 2023. So next year, I'm going to be building the brand new Hornby sets that are coming out. Hang on a sec. No Lancaster on the model makers tab on the website yet. Yeah, like I said, you'll know if it's coming out because they'll do a massive campaign. It'll be on their house, their front page. There'll be an advert as well, and it'll be in all the news agents. So, and that will happen before subscribers get anything. So, yeah, just worth checking them out. Jason J. Moomin's House by the Extinct. Yeah, so someone sent me that video and said it was in English because they've done a French version. And I was like, oh, that's good. It even says on the video to go to the Diagnostic. When you go onto their website, it's not there. So it's already the promotional video is already out. So that tells me it's due very, very soon. So keep an eye on that. If you like the Moomins, they're doing a house similar to the Disney Dollhouse. I would like to do it. I think what Kirsty said she would like to do it, but at the moment we need to finish other things first. I was going to do another Titanic video today, but found out I've got issue 32 parts instead of issue 31. Yeah, yeah, that happens where you get parts from not the right parts, and it's all over the place. But I'm glad that they've got it sorted, and you'll be able to carry on very soon. Burgers, I'm happy to wait for the Hachette to bring it out. When they do, we'll check it for sure. Cool. Pack 31. You lucky sod. Hornby is an expensive hobby. We'll come on to that in a minute, Rog. The Hornby looks interesting. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Right, so get on to the Hornby. So the new Hornby range. So as a kid, right, and I think we've all done it, right? We've always wanted a train set. I've always wanted a train set. Always. Ever since I was a little boy, right? I've absolutely fascinated with trains. Still now, and even my youngest daughter loves steam and all of that sort of stuff. So the problem I had was twofold. So I always wanted a train set, like I said, 00 scale, which is the standard Hornby scale, where if you go anywhere, you always see it. It's you can go and buy their sets in most places, and it's 00. 00 is like the normal sort of standard UK size of train. Now they're big, yeah. So you get the good detail, but you need a big area to use it. Obviously, here I have restricted space. I could put it in the loft, but then it's out of the way, and I would have to go up there, and I would be away, and and then it's if I wanted to show people, what I mean, it creates its own problems. Not only that, as well, I would have to wire it up and more expense sorting the loft out. So that was a no-no. Then a decent layout isn't. You'd need a big space to put it, basically. So 00 scale for me was a little bit out of the realm because I wouldn't be able to do what I wanted with it. So there's N gauge. So if you know what N gauge is the Twainy trains. But there's an issue with that. So I could get a really good set, but obviously as you get smaller, you lose detail. And obviously as you get bigger detail. You get more detail. I know this doing part works and everything else. The smaller you get, the less detail you get. Also, for some unknown reason, only to the world of trains, is the N gauge stuff is twice as much. So they do a HTC, which is the banana, or the intercity. Now, if you buy a 00 gauge one, you're looking at like £120 for the first train set. That's okay. It's good, but for an N gauge one, you're looking at, for an N gauge scale, you're looking at 250 for the same set, and it's almost £100 more because it's smaller. So for me, that pushed it away because it was more expensive. So Hornby have seen this and have gone, okay, so people have been asking for something that they can fit on top of a table, but they want it so it's not the price of N-Gage. So Hornby come up with this fantastic idea. It's an idea that's been going in Germany. So it's called TT 120 scale. TT representing tabletop. So TT scale sits between 00 and N-Gage, but it's small enough. It's big enough to get all the detail in, and it's small enough to fit on a tabletop. So they're going big for this. I mean, Hornby are going mega. They want this to be the next big thing. You know, obviously they've got the 00. That's their crown jewel, but they want this to take the top spot. They really are going to push this big time. And it's so big and so new that there's nothing out yet. It's really, really new. In the next couple of days, I'm going to do a video based on everything that I know. I've got a welcome pack coming as well, which it's free to sort of sign up for a year for a membership, and all that information will be in the video that I do. And then when the welcome pack comes, I'll do a video on that as well. But like I said, it is so new. There's not anything out yet, but the first sets are already out. You can already pre-order them. I think they come out just before Christmas, and the 2 sets is a Mallard and the Flying and the Scotsman, the Flying Scotsman. So I've decided that I'm going to go for the Flying Scotsman. It comes with a Pullman trucks as well. I've got so many ideas, but until it comes here, I can't judge what I need. So my plan is I've contacted lots of people in the local people that have the modelling train set club, and I've spoken and I've looked on forums. So my plan is to build it on MDF, just a bit bigger than my dining room table, and then I said I wanted to sort of store it. So a lot of people were saying you can store it on a wall like this, and I was like, how? So you put brackets on one side of it, and then you put brackets on the wall and you hang it, and then if you want to get it off, you lift it off, and it's light enough to do this. So it'll be pre-wired. The track will be on there, but the buildings and obviously the trains won't stay on there. And then when I come to put it on the table, I will then be able to put it off. They also said it's a brilliant way of sort of transporting it as well and going to shows with it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that's what my plan is. So I've never done anything like this before. So I'm going to be really going big on this. So I'm going to be doing a whole scenery set. So I've done painting, I've done electrics and stuff like that with the Partworks, and I've done sort of painting with Warhammer and stuff like that. So I'm all right with that. But it's the wiring up. So there's, wiring the points up. I've never done that before. I'm going to have sort of street lights as well, wiring all that up. This is all sort of new and foreign to me. So I'm going to go full in with this. All the sort of scenery stuff I'm going to do. Someone said that I need to figure out what I'd like on my layout and what era I'm going to do. So my layout, I want to have 2 big stations, a shunting yard, and a little sort of branch line with another station on. That in that scale, someone said a decent top tape, a decent bit of MDF, and you can get that on a decent table. And then I'll be sort of wiring that up as well and going through everything. But the thing is, with the new stuff, this new TT stuff, Pico do the same stuff. So if you're interested, if you know as well, so Pico are the sort of the other big guys in it. I was told if to get the Flexi Track, apparently it's this Flexi Track that Pico do is like the godfather of tracks. They say if you can get some of that, which they're bringing out for that scale, get it. So yeah, it's going to be really good. The TT scale, which is the 120 scale, it's not that popular over here. In Germany, it's like their main scale. It's what they build a lot of their stuff on. But I'm going to, there's lots of stuff coming out, but it's going to be drip fed to us. So this project that I'm going to be doing, for the channel and for myself is a sort of, it's not a year thing. This is going to take 4, 5, maybe even 6 years to do, to get it perfect because of all the stuff that's coming out. So like I said, I've worked out what I would like on my train set, and the era I'm going for is 80s, early 90s. That's the sort of style I'm going for. And we're going to have, I'm going to do sort of the signaling lights. It's going to have noises. It's going to light up. I'm going to be able to wire it all up. I've got to learn all of this. I've got to do all of this. I've got to do all the ballasting. All this stuff I've never done before, but there are so many groups around at the minute that will help me with whatever I need, and the guys are so helpful. But yeah, I'm gonna get an intercity. I'm gonna get some of the old starter style. I'm gonna get a shunter as well. Diesel electric is mainly what I'm going for, but obviously we're gonna have our steam trains as well. But anything I do on it, I'm going to record and put on as soon as I start getting it. So after Christmas, so January, that is when I am going to get it, the first set. Once it's here, I'll then be able to judge how big this thing's going to be. So I'm also decided that I'm going to use the Trackmaster system as well. So if you know what that is, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you. So if you buy a 00 scale, train set from Hornby, it'll come with something called a track map. You basically lay it down, and then you can buy track sort of extensions to build up so it matches up with this layout. I'm going to do that first, just to show you guys what you can actually achieve with the track packs and the track system that they do. And it's pretty standard. It's 2 runs. It's got a little yard on it, and it houses 2 platforms as well. It's like the little circuit that they do. Once that's here and I've done that, that is when the real work will start, where I'll be designing more to go on to that, and we'll be hammering it away. And I cannot wait. We're doing the grass. We're doing little sceneries, little houses. And the houses we're going to do lighting in them, so it all can light up at night time. They do some of the stuff is so cool. It's so interesting as well. So there's someone that is on YouTube. I can't remember his name. There's loads of videos I've checked out, and they do, you know, on the announcements on the platforms. So on the platforms nowadays, they have a billboard up, and it's got a time, and it says train on platform 4, and it gives the destination. Well, that little circuit board that does that, they actually sell that in scale. So you could have it on your platform with the time and the next train on platform such. And then when the train pulls in, you can put a circuit on it. So when a train pulls into the station, it says, mind the doors. And if it doesn't come through, you can actually program it so if the train runs right through, it's like stand well clear and stuff like that on the little notice boards. So you know the little LED boards that they have up on the platforms, you can do all that sort of stuff as well. It's, yeah, my wife's really, she goes, that will be cool. My daughter's really into it, so all the family's on board, so that's a good thing. That's the first thing I need to do. You got to get all the family on board. You can't just do this without that. But yeah, so I'm going deep in this, deep. In fact, it could overshadow anything else on my channel. So yeah, the reason I called it the Nexus was because the Nexus is a place for everything to come into, and that is what you're going to get on my channel. You're going to get wrestling, you're going to get part works, you're going to get action figure reviews, gaming videos, and Hornby trains as well, by the looks of it. So yeah, but yeah, let's me get back to, so yeah, so that's coming early, very early 2023, and then you will watch my journey go on. Like I said, the only problem with it is that Hornby are drip feeding us, so they're bringing out the 2 sets, and then they're bringing out some buildings and some more track and some more trains. in spring 2023. And they're bringing them out in waves, similar to like action figures and stuff. So you've got wave 1 and 2, and they come out, and you're going to have, I think they've already announced what you're going to get in wave 1 and 2. They're going to be out, both of those will be out before the summer 2023. And then they've announced some stuff in wave 3 and 4, and that will be in the end of 2023 into 2024. But like I said, they're sort of drip feeding us this stuff. They said to get they want the whole range that they've got now for the 00 scale for their TT range. That is how big they want this to be. And the trains as well. The trains as well is really interesting. So I didn't know, because I've never done this before, that the newer trains that you can actually fit a digital circuit board in it. So you can make them, instead of analog, or DC, they say, and you can make them DC instead of AC. And it's the little chip that goes in it. You can then buy this pre-programmed chip, and you just stick it in, and it's all sort of done. They also do another little chip that you can put in these trains, which makes the noises. So this little chip knows when the train's popping off or when it's standing still, and it will make little train noises within the train itself. Apparently, that's what they've done on the 00 scale, and the TT's trains will have it, but they won't be bringing out those sort of bits for it until later on. But they'll have the ability to use that facility if need be. I mean, there's so much as well. Even the coaches, you can light them up inside, and I've got some big ideas. But yeah, right. Roger, you lucky sod. Hornby is an expensive hobby. Someone said that to me. But the good thing about the TT scale is it's the same price point as the 00. And that's why I think they've said, this is going to be their next big thing, because it means more people that were put off because of the 00 scale will be able to do this because of sort of space and that. So the Hornby looks interesting. I'll be following to see that. Cool. Thank you, Jay. Oh, yeah. Big space, big money. Yeah. But this one's a lot smaller. So I like N-Gage. Like I said, N-Gage is good, and you can get a good setup, and there's a lot of stuff out there, but it's twice as expensive. So yeah, so there's a price point there. So that's why they've gone for best of both worlds. They've given us something not as small, but have kept it the same price as 00. And yeah, definitely. Thanks, Jay, for putting up. So that's the website there if you want to click on that to go and check it all out. All the stuff's already on there, but nothing is out yet. It's all for pre-order at the moment. Put it in the loft, Kev. I had mine in the loft. It was big and took me 4 years to complete the build. Then we moved home. Sad ending. Sad endings are the worst. Yeah. See, that's what if I'm building something, I'd like to go and take it places and maybe show it off. And I've seen these sets as well where they stick them together at shows and stuff. And I wanted it just to be a single piece. This scale is the best for that. So, yeah. I'll look into it. Yeah, you definitely need. Hi, D. How's it going? I've not seen this. TT is amazing, but is a deep, deep rabbit hole. I've been told. But, yeah. TT is very popular in Germany. It's like their main, I think it's their main scale over there. So there is a lot of stuff already. So you've got my attention. Good. TT is very popular in Germany and around here in Europe. Looking to ordering from other countries. I will do, yeah. And like I said, I'm not going to just get stuff from Hornby. I'm going to get stuff from Pico as well, which are like the other big company that does stuff. They've already got stuff out for it already, but there's no trains out or anything like that. But I think they've already got track, buildings, and some wagons as well, I think, but no actual trains yet. So, yeah. You'll put a lot of thought into this. Excellent. Yes, I've put loads of thought into this, and like I said, we can't. I know what I would like, but we'll see when it comes here, and we'll have a look at the Flying Scotsman because that's the one I've decided to get. We'll see what you get in your first box that you get, and we'll play about with it, and then I can then judge how big this layout's going to be, and then I can go from there. But like I said, the idea is to have it on an MDF board that I can lay actually on the dining room table. So I'll use that as the base. It will obviously be a little bit bigger than the dining room table, but I'm hoping there's a lot of space on it, and we'll see what happens. I've said what I would like to do, but we'll see when it comes here what we can do. But yeah, I'm really psyched for it at the moment. You'll be fine with it. I'll be watching. Yep, I'm gonna be learning along the way as well, like I said. So you can program a lot of stuff in. So it means me getting like circuit boards and soldering irons and all that sort of stuff. And you can put you can do different things with like the signals and the points as well. You can make them digital, you can have them analog, so you can put a little switch in. And lots of stuff runs off like a 12-volt batteries as well, which is really good. So yeah, sounds like an amazing plan. I have a TT diorama table. I will look up the video on the German Web Museum. You should consider visiting for an idea. Yeah, definitely, I will do. It sounds amazing. Yeah, Intercity. Yeah, so that's the sort of the era I want to do. So it's like electric diesel, but we're going to have steam trains as well. You can't have a train set without a steam train. It is, yeah. I think Hornby are sort of clamping onto that as well. And they said they've seen lots of people coming in to their shows and saying they would love to do a 00 scale, but obviously size commitments, it pushes it a lot out of the realm of people. The price doesn't, but the space does for a 00. So I can help you, Kev, with that. Thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, I'll probably need some 3D stuff printing, that's for sure. British Railway stuff, signage and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm going to really go all out for this. I'm going to put lights on the platforms, vending machines, all that sort of stuff. I want to get it all. Not to be a bearer of bad news, my ex-wife's father spent 20 years building it, and it never, ever, ever, ever done. There's always something to add or change, but an amazing hobby, all that. Yeah, like I said, this is with the way that Hornby is bringing it out. It's going to take at least 3 or 4 years for a lot of stuff to come out. So, like I said, I'm going to be in this for the long haul. And I understand as well. Lots of them have said this. They always started out with a small train set, and now 20 or 30 years later, it's the size of a tennis court, and they've got everything going, and they still ain't finished. But I don't want to get to that stage. I just want a sort of a nice, simple layout that's interesting to play with. That's it. You sound very passionate about this. Good on you. I am, yeah. Get a 3D printer. I might have to, Is the whole family on board? It's definitely going to be fun times ahead. Yeah, the whole family's on board. And that's the good thing about this. With the way that they've told me I can do it as well. So if I get a bit of MDF, I said, with all the stuff, with the track on it and the grass and all the scenery and stuff like that, they said if you can avoid doing sort of tunnels and stuff like that, which uses either plaster Paris or sort of paper mache as well. They make sort of things out that can put a bit of weight to it. So they say if you can avoid that, you'll be very surprised on how light the sets are actually. Once they're down, they've got ballast on them, and they've got all the the trees and all that sort of stuff. If you take the buildings off and that, they said it's actually about as light as the wood itself. So that's another thing as well. It's going to be easy to hang, because that's the plan. I've got I have a hallway which runs at the side of my house. It's in my house, but it's at the side of my house, and it runs from the front door to the back door. So if you look at my house, it looks like I have 2 front doors, and the back, it also looks like I've got 2 back doors. And there's this little corridor down there. It's literally just a corridor. Years ago, when this house was built in the 50s, there used to be an outside toilet here. So years ago when these were built, if you remember, the houses had outside toilets, and you would have like a corridor to go down, which was outside. Obviously, that got knocked down inbuilt with the house, but the corridor is still there. And there's a wall bigger than this, obviously, there. And it's got nothing on it. It's got absolutely, it's blank. It's got nothing. So I'm going to hang it there. It's on the brickwork, and there'll be hooks to hook it onto the wall. And then there'll be brackets on the board, so you can just put it up. And then all you do is you just take it off, lay it down, put the buildings on it, plug it in, and away you go. And that is what I've got planned. So, yeah, definitely got me interested. Make a second channel for the railway layout, maybe. Maybe I don't. You know, we'll see how it all goes, because it's like I said, it's going to be a long project, but I'm not gonna. It's not one of those things where I'll be doing a video every week on. You know, depending on, I'll be doing a video as soon as I get something, and as soon as I start working on it, I will do a video on it. But it's something that I probably won't be working on sort of every week or so. So yeah, it won't be like full up sort of thing. Might join you in this journey, but need to look into it. Yeah, definitely, Roger. Definitely have a look into it. Do you sleep, Kevin? I don't know. My wife can vouch for that. It's probably all the energy drinks. Makes some great buildings out of cardboard, and the details fantastic. Yeah, John, I've looked at. There's 2 types of buildings that they do. So there's actually 3 types, I think there is. So they do a cardboard ones, which look really good. They do wooden ones as well. So a lot like the Disney dollhouse I'm doing. So you have like the walls, and then you just connect it all together with PVA and put it together. And they also do the sort of resin plastic buildings as well. So they even do cardboard based platforms as well. I'm going to get a few things to try it all out. I've also looked into like sort of wiring up the cars as well. On like, I'm going to have cars for the era and buses, and I want the buses to light up and the headlights on cars to light up. And someone said to me, actually, they do pre-wired LEDs already for this sort of stuff. And you can have sirens going and police and that. And they also, for 00 scale, they also do a sort of car track system where you can put a car on it, and it follows a specific track around it, and it does this little circuit, so it looks like the vehicles are moving, and you can design it so it stops at red lights and stops at pedestrian crossings, and looks like it's actually working. So that looks cool as well. So there's lots of stuff you can do with it. Yeah, and it's going to start small. I know this, and then it's going to get bigger. But I know, but someone said to make sure that you stick with the idea that you have originally, and just go from there, and just literally have fun with it. So yeah, I could do, couldn't I? We could have Christmas dinner on the track round. That'd be cool. Jay is is right. Maybe make another channel if possible, of course. Yeah, I might do. Yeah, he doesn't sleep. I'm terrible at sleeping. I do drop straight off to sleep, but yeah. So it doubles as art wall as well. Then it will do, yeah. And they said that's the best way getting around it, so I can put it up when I'm not playing with it, and then when I want to play with it, I just hook it down, put it on the table, and plug it in. And you'll see me do all this as well. I'm not gonna show you sort of the end result. You're going to see me sort of put the brackets up and test how it will sit. And then you're going to see me sort of nailing in the track as well, where I want it, and drawing on it, and then sort of putting grass and all that sort of stuff on it. So it's going to be a big thing. Look at Luke Town on YouTube. Do you know what, Burgess? I've looked at so many YouTube videos over the last couple of weeks. And that's where my designs have just gone. I want all this. You know, you look at this sort of stuff, you go, I want that. I want this. I want that. But yeah, so I'm going to calm it a little bit and go from there. But that's some big things are coming to the channel in next year. So it's going to escalate. Oh, I know. But you know, with not the interest that was with the part works, this is sort of an evolution of it, and the channel as well. Like I said, I'm expecting big things from this. But like I said, I've never done anything. I'm really out of my comfort zone doing this. But you're going to see me on the journey. You're going to see me. You're going to see the stress, the swearing, everything that comes along with it. You'll see it all. So yeah. Deep down, you know, it's going to escalate quick. Yeah. Germany Museum, if the same one, is called Miniature Wonderworld. I've seen lots of YouTube videos on Miniature Wonderland with the planes as well as a working runway. You can go in. I think it's open 24 hours, isn't it? And you can go in there whenever throughout the 24 hours. And they've got like special flight plans and all that sort of stuff. It looks amazing. It is. It looks amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. The one the name doesn't pop in my head. If they did NCA awards for YouTube, I reckon you would win. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Do you know what I was thinking a couple of years ago actually about doing sort of a mock reward reward show for part works. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. Sort of like the best part work, worst part work, best customer service, worst customer service. So you know, all of that. But yeah, that's all what's coming next week. We'll discuss more of it probably next week. But yeah, that's what's been going on. Wait for the kids fundraiser to build. Oh no, yeah. But look, we'll go on to all that. But I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for coming and supporting me. I hope you keep supporting the channel as well through this really exciting journey this next year. And it's really weird to say that because it's only in 3 months' time. We're in the next year. So it's not that long away, but there's a lot of stuff coming to the channel next year. So make sure you keep it in Nexus as always. Thank you very much for coming on, chatting with me. I've enjoyed tonight. I'm going to go now and enjoy Doctor Who. I hope you all have a brilliant evening. And like always, we will see you at the next video. See you later, guys.